Okay, we are live on YouTube. Mr. Chairman, the meeting is yours. Let me know if there's anything I can help with.
Thank you, Rob. Okay, I'll call the meeting to order, and I do determine that there is a quorum. Did everybody have a chance to go over their meetings or minutes from the last meeting? If nobody's got any objections, I'll entertain a motion.
This is Becky. Are we supposed to say where we're?
Oh,
From.
that's right. This whole thing. Okay, back to roll call.
I know.
Why didn't you catch me, Natalie?
He
Yeah,
was trying.
I was going too fast.
yeah. Steve,
Here, Milford, Michigan.
Bill,
Here, Milford.
Charlie,
Here in Milford, Michigan.
Rebecca,
Here in Milford, Michigan.
Joe,
Here, Milford, Michigan.
Kevin is a no.
Yeah, he texted me, he's going to be late.
Okay, and then Allison
And-
is a no.
Allison is a definite no.
Okay, that's everybody then.
Okay, cool. Okay, now back to the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the April 19th meeting.
Second, anybody?
Support.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor of approval of the minutes, aye? Oh, no, do we have to do a roll call for that?
No.
I didn't think so. Okay. All those favor, aye?
Hi.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Motion carries. Correspondence. Does anybody have anything?
Just all those things I sent you, but you called them all, right?
Yeah, that's all, it was all people for the, what Natty's referring to is we have the 2 open positions. We have 9, now 10 people who have expressed interest in those positions. So
Wow.
I've been
Great.
busy over the last week and a half contacting people and trying to get where they're at. Call to the public. Rob, do we have any?
There's one phone caller here. If you'd like to address the Parks and Rec Commission, press *9 on your telephone to raise your hand. Press *9 to raise your hand to address the commission. We'll give it just a moment. Okay. Phone caller 8989, last 4 digits of your phone number. You can press *6 to unmute yourself and go ahead and start speaking. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening. This is Don McCann. I got the note from Steve to join the call, so here I am.
Okay. Don, we wouldn't recognize you because of your phone number. You're actually one of the candidates for the position, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so we're going to take that up a little bit later, or do we, in the deal, we just, and I'll bring you back up and then you can talk then if that's good with you.
No problem.
Okay, cool. Don, thanks for attending tonight.
My pleasure.
Okay. I think Kevin's checking in.
And there are no other members of the public in the meeting at this point.
Okay, cool. Village Parks and Rec, Allison is not here. She did contact me. She really didn't have much of anything. They're still moving forward. They don't have any dates on the, they were hoping to have a meeting later this month or a June meeting. And they didn't have a start date yet on the canoe launch thing either. So nothing really big going on there. So if Kevin is there, not sure Kevin is there yet.
Yeah, it looks like he's still connecting to his audio.
Okay. So let's, I guess we can jump into unfinished business for a moment. Everybody have a chance to go over the budget numbers? I don't think anything's changed.
Right.
So is there any comments or concerns about the budget?
Well, just on the budget, there was an email that came out from Don last week or so asking for our projected budget for next year already.
Okay,
So I think with all the cost escalating the way they are, I think it would only be wise of us to increase our budget
Yeah, I can't believe we shouldn't. It's
for
going to
both
be
the
very
concert
interesting.
and the Parks and Rec. Everything seems to be going higher and quickly.
Yeah,
So I don't think we have to respond right away. It's May. Budget's not done until October at best.
yeah.
So
What ab-
I guess the
But we
one
should
thing I
get
was
some-
wondering about along those lines, we've got the 10,000 in there this year for the screen repairs. So is that gonna happen this year, or is that something we need to re-budget for next year?
Yeah, that's what I was.
Or do we need more than that because,
well, I think, it's hopefully we can get some type of qualified bid so we know that what it is. So if it's not spent this year, it would have to be re-asked for next year. Or if a portion of it's spent this year, then we'd have to re-ask for it. So
Has
we
there been
should
contact
probably
made with
move-
you? Has there been contact made with the other communities about that screen repair?
I have not made contact, but I have not heard which communities are still involved.
Okay,
Natalie, can you find out?
Yeah, I thought I sent you the contract probably after March meeting, but I can resend it.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
cool.
And then Steve, I guess we're just gonna have to initiate it and move forward with it.
Okay, I think that's going to be the case because I don't think anybody else is going to take that banner. I think Canton might, but if they jump on board once it gets going, but I don't think they're going to get it
Who's the
started.
first one to blow it up this year?
That I do not know.
There might be a renewed interest.
Yeah.
For
We
sure.
can't keep the screen blowing up. What are we gonna do? There's a big hole in the middle of it. Yeah, I think this is a great year to do it. Like I said, last year, a lot of the communities that weren't using it very much have now started using it a lot and they've realized the value of it. So I think this is a good year to pursue that.
But even with that, I imagine we're
to
gonna
get
see
it
price
fixed.
increases.
Yeah,
Because it's gonna be used a lot. It's gonna wear hard. So
yeah,
I agree. We should try and strive to get it in this year's.
yeah. No, I do agree with that. So are you with us, Kevin?
Yes, I made it.
Okay, awesome. We'll jump back to summer concerts if you're got something for us.
Not really. I think we're pretty much at a standstill at the moment. I think we're just waiting for the May 24th to figure out what our new numbers are for outside non-family gatherings, I guess it would be, because right now we're still at 300. Until that comes
Yeah.
up with a new number to work with, don't know what to do.
I know we're gonna be on the slow end of that probably, but it really looks like things are gonna fly open pretty fast. With the national doing what it's doing, and we're ahead of the national in the vaccines anyways. So the state is ramping up, hopefully here pretty fast. I mean, there's already people scheduling concerts other places. I don't know about community concerts, more concert venues, but I think we can still be a goal for July. I mean, we've got a whole 6 weeks.
Yeah, and we can touch base again, the 24th or 25th, touch base with you and see if we
Yeah.
get an accurate number or something to work with, or see if they just moved it up to maybe 1,500 or 2,000 and may have to reevaluate at that point.
Yeah, exactly. But I still think we're sitting where we want to be. I think
Oh,
we're
yeah,
ready
you're
to go in 4th
Sitting
of
good
July.
right now.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have any worries. Okay, so all your vendors are on board with that. I know there was a little bit of discussion about what they have to do for food.
Yeah, they're on they're on board. I keep them updated as we go. So once we get the initial okay to go, I will make sure that they understand the new guidelines that are out there. Because I think I went through the guidelines a little bit with the Knights a couple weeks ago. Then the way they are set up and the way they distribute food right now, they got to set up a seating area. That means fenced in with like snow fence or something like that, with chairs and tables to segregate from the others. So hopefully that guideline will change. along with the
Yes.
others. And at that point, we can move forward. Because they were
Yeah.
sort of questioning how they were gonna pull that off.
Yeah, I think that would be kind of difficult, but I think that invariably is going to go away. I think the one thing that we do need to address here, and I just saw in my notes, is that the big kick for everything opening up is that you have to be vaccinated. And I don't see us as the vaccination police going around and making sure everybody who's attending our concert are vaccinated. But I think we're going to have to make some sort of due diligence to make announcements, to make sure that we're, doing our best to comply with that without becoming too over the top on it. So we may need to make some sort of announcements, or I don't know, whatever you guys can come up with. Like you said, the 24th we'll know more, but I gotta believe the way it's shaping up, vaccination cards are gonna be playing a role in at least this summer and into the fall.
Yeah, once we get closer to that and understand most of what the guidelines are, I mean, I can add it into Dean's notes. And Dean can maybe make an announcement at the beginning, maybe halfway through, depending on when
Yeah.
the announcements fall. And we'll just make it pretty much
We may,
generic.
may have to put up some
Once again,
signage too.
we're not an enforcement group,
No.
Correct. Yep.
and it's going to be sticky because you're going to get negative reaction to that already.
Yep. I totally agree. And they're putting a lot of, anytime you put, these and those, you create a problem for a person who's got to decide who's these and who's those.
Now, has
So-
anybody talked to Christian lately to find out what they're doing their meeting is tonight, correct? With Christian?
Yes.
Christian tonight?
Yeah. The last time I talked to him, they're still pretty much the same place. Whatever the guidelines are, they're willing to work with, and but it all comes down to what those guidelines are. I don't think they're necessarily going to be looking for, strict enforcement type stuff. I just, I think they want to do the same as us, due diligence, do the best you can to try and make this, a safe event for everybody. And
Yeah, I'm excited.
Can't hear you, Steve.
Kevin, you're not coming through.
Kevin, we couldn't hear you.
Oh, you hear me?
Now you
Yeah.
can.
Hear me now?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I said we're gonna have to wait probably until the 24th, then we'll have a better guideline than we have right now.
Yeah. Because we're still in the same place. We really haven't changed that much. So, but I'm just anticipating as the changes come, these are components of the change that we're going to have to deal with.
Right.
Yeah.
And Natalie might be the one to actually be able to get a better loop on what the guidelines are. If we miss them, she might be able to see them. They might pop up on something at the town show. Where she'll get a first look at them before we do to help us out with
Yeah,
it.
and I can send that out if I get anything.
Okay.
I know that the village has not approved the Memorial Day parade. They're not having it.
Yeah.
So
So,
Yeah,
so
'cause
Kevin,
once
is
before we-
there going to be like a minimal amount of people? Because, eventually I'm going to be curious if we really can get up to that, 2,000 to 3,000 people range. We might be able to, but is there like a cutoff range that we need to hit in order to make this work?
I don't really think we can do a cutoff range, especially it's a public park we're into and it's open from all access areas. So there's no way you can really, control what you got coming in. I mean, we just have to watch it. I mean, some of the bands on our second half of the lineup are pretty strong. The first half is always the slow, the let down we build up to the end, but the last 4 or 5, they're just coming in with some pretty good heavy hitters on those.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to play it by ear.
Yeah.
Rather than a number to hit, it's a number to the ceiling has to go away rather than a ceiling be at a number.
Correct.
It just needs to kind of
Yeah,
go
if
away.
it goes away, that's good. Then we don't have to look back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. Any comments or anything else, Kevin?
Nope. I'm just waiting for that May 24th to reevaluate and see where we stand.
We all
that
are. Okay. Any more questions for Kevin? Cool. Back to unfinished business. Commissioner openings. Okay. we had an extreme number, or not extreme number, but we just had a very good turnout from the community newsletter. We've had 10 people who expressed interest in the 2 opening positions. Out of those, the people that I talked to, I've got 3 that committed to yes. So we have a little bit of a decision in front of us. I believe I emailed everybody the bio information for all 3 candidates. We have one, Don. I will let him speak if he would like to speak and tell a little bit about himself. If he's got questions, we'd be happy to answer them. So Rob, if you want to let Don come in.
Yeah, Don, if you press *6 on your telephone, you can unmute yourself and go ahead and speak. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I guess I don't have a form speech to give. I was more interested in listening to the dialogue in the meeting. I assume everybody has the bio that I sent to Steve. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, it was forwarded to all the commissioners.
Okay. I don't know what more I could add to that. If anybody has any questions, I'd be glad to field them now.
Don, I just have one question.
Sure.
It deals with the degree of involvement, and you understand that it's not just the meetings. We have a lot of hopefully we'll have a lot of activities this year, and we really do need your support at those activities. Is that a problem for you at all?
Well, I had that a bit of that discussion with Steve, trying to get my arms around it. As you can see in the bio, I am involved in a number of other volunteer board positions. I am scaling back on at least one of those, Volunteers of America, becoming, I guess the Brits call it a backbencher, getting out of a leadership role. So other than potential out-of-town vacations, which didn't happen at all last year, so there's a bit of a pent-up demand there. I see myself as being available. The other responsibilities are mostly involved with meetings at the Y, at Volunteers of America, and the Homeowners Association. So that's a very long answer to a short question. Forgive me. I think I have the time. I think I have the time, and willing to give it a shot. I think I have a pretty good understanding as to the number of venues that you do conduct. I did reach out to Christian, if we're talking about the same Christian here, Christian Worth, to try to get his perspective, since he and I both sit on the Y board. So I have done a little bit of due diligence on the side to try to get a better handle on this. So anyway, somewhere in there, I hope there was an answer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Don, thank you. We're like I told you over the phone and when we discussed, it's a lot of involvement. You've had a chance to see everybody. We are short one commissioner today. She's not in attendance, but this is generally what our meetings are. We go through the stuff. We make the plans and then we implement the plans. So if you're, that still sounds like something you're interested in, correct?
Still interested, yes.
Okay, thank you, Don.
Okay. Do you want me to ring off the meeting to get out of your way?
That's totally up to you. But if you,
okay.
I will be in contact with you either way, so I will let you know.
Okay, fair enough. I may ring off the meeting and let you guys have at it. So thank you again for the invite, and hope to hear from you soon.
Okay, thank you, Don.
Thank you all.
Yep. The other
So
two
Steve,
candidates.
we're looking at filling 2 positions tonight, right?
Correct.
I think it's great that we've got that much interest,
Yes.
so it's really, I'm starting to think it was going to be us forever.
Yes.
So I thought they were good. If you'd like, I can make nominations so we can move along. Anybody
Let
Thoughts?
me just ask Rob. Rob, nobody else is out there, right?
No, no other phone callers in the meeting at this point.
Okay, thanks, Rob. If nobody has a problem, then I'm fine with making a nomination.
When I looked at it, I just looked at, a brief information that we had, but more concerned about being in attendance at the different outings. So with that, I think I would nominate both Don McCann and and Jeff Stern.
Does anybody have a second for that or discussion?
Did this Steve, did you talk to him, Bill, or the
No.
one?
No, I
John-
just read his bio. That's in the email.
Okay. I'm like you, I follow Bill's lead is, when Steve, when you met all these people, were they willing to participate, here?
Yes, that was,
These demands and-
I guess I should have explained that. When I discussed it with them, I was very upfront about that. This was a hands-on type volunteer position. This was not just sit back at a meeting and make a decision and go home. That whatever we decide, we implement. And I had lengthy discussions with everybody. So they were all aware that, we were looking for the right fit, and that, we wanted people who were active and willing to come out and do the work. So yes, they're all quite all aware of that. So does anybody is that good with everybody, or
I second it. I'm with Bill.
any more discussion? We're just recommending, Bill, so we don't really need a roll call on this, do we?
Probably be good to have a roll call on this.
Okay, I guess so then. Natalie, if you give us a roll call?
Bill,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Charlie,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Kevin.
Yes.
Everybody.
Awesome. And then you'll take this to the board meeting?
That's tomorrow, so it'll probably be on
Is it
next
tomorrow?
month's, Natalie.
I would imagine it'll be on next month.
Yeah,
Ah,
agenda's already out and everything else.
I was hoping to have this filled before next month.
I could add it to the agenda. Do you want to add it, Natalie?
Yeah, I'll tell Holly that you'd like to add it.
I don't see any discussion over it, but it would be nice to get him on board soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my only, rather than wait a month. I guess that finishes up all unfinished business. But leading into new business, what I'd like to, I know I might have discussed this with a couple of you already, is that we need to formulate some sort of job description for our position. And it doesn't have to be too, just some sort of outline so that when somebody's interested in a position, because we've never done that because we never had 9 or 10 people put in. So I was having to rehab this 20-minute conversation with 10 different people. And it would have been nice if we could have just had a job description that we could have forwarded, or even, to whoever was interested. So if everybody thinks that's a good idea, I'm sure this would be something that the township board is either going to want to okay, or at least somebody's going to want to okay once it's done. Do you think, Bill, or just
Yeah, I
something?
mean,
we
I
do
don't know if it's a job description is the right name, but just,
Yeah, I agree.
points or highlights of what we do at each of our events. I don't think
Yeah,
everybody does know what we do.
yeah, exactly.
what-
Maybe
what are the
a
tasks that
description
have
of
to be done
duties
at-
would be better.
So maybe that, once we get it, we can share it with the board, but it's not really a job description.
Okay, I'll start working on it then, and hopefully I'll get something.
Just the highlights of what we do when we set up and what we do when we break down.
Yeah. Okay, cool. New business.
I'd like
Movies.
to add too to that, and the frequency. It could be an element of advertisement for us, because not a lot of people know what we're doing. But
Yes,
that we're frequently, all of us are out there setting up, taking down at midnight. Kevin's doing
Yeah.
with the bands and the movies. That's a lot of work. So it'd be a good opportunity to advertise ourselves too and what we're doing to the board.
So when
The
you,
other-
you do that, Steve, even though the picnic starts at 4, we're there at 2.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I labeled that out. I said, I actually kind of went through the events. There's 2 hours of setup, and then we'll be roving through the picnics. So you might be putting on tattoos and,
Playing games and things like that.
Yeah, running games and stuff like that. Allison did have a lead on somebody that is new in the community, actually, about the whole game situation, and she's checking into that. That may be able to do something. We help them out, they help us out. So we're looking to see on that. How would that come up? And along the line, if anybody comes across something that they think should be added or be part of this, feel free to, drop me an email or something and throw me something. If you think of something that would be, good.
Yeah, because even though things are going to relax, I don't think for the little ones and parents, it's just going to go away right away.
No.
I think there's still going to be a high degree of concern that there should have been prior to this whole event.
Yeah.
The bounce house, those types of things may not be as popular anymore as they used to be.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting. On one hand, I've talked to some people and they think that people are just going to go nuts because it's free at last. And then other people are going to be like walking around still looking dazed. Like, should I let my kids do that? Because they don't think about it. Have they really thought about when they go to a picnic, this is going to happen? I think not. And I think a lot of people are going to be spur of the moment decisions. Do you let them ride the pony? Do you let them do this? And so it will be
This is going to be a
interesting.
family decision. Every family will make up their mind.
Yep. And I don't
But
think
enforcing young ones to wear a mask, because they right now 12 and under 12 still can't get vaccinated.
correct.
That's the biggest group that you can't control.
Yes. I was, we just took a trip to Denver and Dallas, or Denver and San Antonio, and there were a lot of families, and I was really impressed with the kids. We're doing a very good job of keeping their masks on in the airport and on the airplane. I thought for sure we're going to see kids running up and down the airport with masks off, but the kids were, they were pretty good troopers about it. Actually, I think the kids were better about it in this case anyways than a bunch of the parents and some of the other people. I've seen so many of this, like, oh, if it doesn't cover my nose, no big deal. Well, yeah, big deal. That's half of what you're breathing in and out. Okay, any more comments? On to the movies. The reason the movies are on here is the decision to do we want to put them on in the amphitheater, or do we want to move them to Holden's and call them drive-ins? Because we're getting to a point where we should start preparing some advertising for them. And
we should. I'll contact Holden's if that's what I think we had better turnout at Holden's than we ever had in the park.
I think we did too, and I'm not sure if it's because of that or because it was just COVID. I'd be interested. I think it would behoove us, and this was kind of my thought process, to possibly maybe split. I think we have 4 movies, right? 4 or 3? Just 3.
5, including
5.
Yeah, but one's already a drive-in and one's at the picnic at the
yes,
after
correct.
the fall picnic.
Yes.
So that would leave us 3 regular movies. Maybe we do 2 drive-ins and 1 at the amphitheater. By the time, we're going to be late enough. We're already at 300 people, and I don't know that we ever hit over 300 people at the amphitheater. So I think we could be very good there. And then, but still run a couple of drive-ins to see if they still turn out more people. Like you said, it may be the people want the drive-ins.
Right.
So that's kind of why I put it on new business, was to formulate some sort of plan.
Would we do the drive-in? Would we do the drive-in at the parking lot or over at the?
No, we do the drive-in back out at Holden's.
So why don't you let me talk with Pete first?
Okay.
Make
So
sure
talk
it's all
with
right
him
with them.
and make sure it's all right. And if it is, then we'll try and come up with a schedule and just to see if people do want, because these are still going to be held on Wednesday nights, where the fall drive-ins on a Saturday, and then the fall picnics on a Saturday.
Right.
So that's the deal, is to find out if the Wednesday nights are still going to be as popular for drive-ins, or if it's going to be better for to stay in the
If we
amphitheater.
do the drive-ins at Holden's, maybe it's good to look at a single tier scaffold. Something that's 3 feet
Get
with
it?
a platform. 3 feet with a platform would be great.
To
Charlie.
get it, yeah. Yeah, I see him smiling up there in the corner. He's
Not a big one. We just need 20 feet.
20
yeah.
feet, that's all. Not a problem.
I'll also have to back 2 pickup trucks back together again, scaffold between those.
That would definitely, I think, be a big, I think also, Bill, short of where we put it up on the amphitheater, which is still it's taller than the amphitheater already, correct?
Right.
Maybe we look at, when we replace the screen, maybe we can get a screen that's a little higher up in the air to start with.
Right. Do we clear the amphitheater with a little higher screen?
Oh, you mean yeah, because right now we go out in front of it.
Right in front
We
of
have
it,
to
yeah.
sit out in front of it. And we're
It's-
already taller than the amphitheater.
It's just when it folds down and it's coming back up.
Yes, yes. That's when we have to be
Once you
careful.
clear, you're good, but it's opening it.
Yep, opening it more. Closing it doesn't a problem. It's more opening it.
Right.
Yeah. So a little taller, I don't think would affect us at the amphitheater much at all. I mean, just, same print, we'd be doing the same process, just like you said, a little bit more to work with. And that may be, actually, it might even be better, because that may just mean a bigger bottom and the top staying the same. It might fold down differently. The screen may fold on itself, and then the bottom fold up in a different third.
It'd be good to find out what's available now that's different than it was 15 years ago.
Oh, yeah, there may be something more specifically designed for it.
Right.
And they may
Yeah,
even
there might be base. There might
What's
be
that?
base units, Steve, that you can buy. There might be actually an assembly that you can buy for that raises
that's-
it up, I believe. So,
correct. That's in
yeah.
the other thought process was maybe the tubes are even smaller and stronger, and we buy a permanent style scaffolding base or something that we can set it up on when need be.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's
I had
really
one
all I have.
question about the movies.
Okay.
So we scheduled Onward for August 25th. And when I was on Facebook, looking back at something, I noticed that we did Onward last year. Did we do it? It was on the, the flyer for last year. Is that a movie that we did last year?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we scheduled it
did.
for this year too.
I remember, but was that the one that nobody attended?
I don't know. Was it? Is that why we scheduled?
What's it about?
Onward's about
Onward is it Disney?
yeah,
It's about troll, or not trolls. Are they trolls? It's animated. It's actually pretty good. It's about 2 young boys finding themselves in the.
yeah, they're like trying to find their dad. They're following
Yeah.
like a thing to find their dad, and then they have to I don't know, I've seen it once.
A quest. They have
Yeah,
to
it's a
do
quest. It's a quest.
Yes.
But
It's a
yeah,
coming
the
of
flyer
age
said that
movie.
the flyer said we had done it last year, and I didn't remember that. So
I thought we had, but maybe that was what was at the fall, scheduled for the fall picnic, and it never got used.
We did do it because I think I brought my kids that night. They watched it.
Okay.
Hey, Steve, I'm looking at last year's flyer that we never put out because we never
Yeah.
got that far. I don't see that one on the list of movies.
Well, we
I
had to
think it was
make
the one that we changed over for Scoob.
Yeah,
Because
Scoob.
Scoob's on there, right, Kevin?
We had
No, you
Scoob.
got Frozen, Playing with Fire, A Dog's Journey, and Destined to Ride. The other one's Moana.
Moana.
Moana. That's all I
That
see
wasn't-
on this one.
was
The
that
first
last
one,
year's?
the one we had on June 6th, it's not on here because you pulled that movie off June 6th. So I haven't got the name of it in front of me. So maybe that was a June 6th movie. Do you know the date that was actually supposed to play? I don't have it in front of me because we took it off.
Be honest, I don't remember what movies we watched.
Yeah,
Do you
we
think-
can figure it. That might have been the June 6th movie from last
Yeah,
year.
we
'cause
had,
just
I
got
believe we had,
canceled. Because that
we
would have
had a
been
movie- yeah, we had a movie scheduled that they said we could play, and then they changed their minds.
That was Scooby.
That was Scoob,
the-
and so we ended up having to bring in, and I think we brought Onward in place of that.
I'm going-
What, Natalie, what is your show for last year? Actually,
Natalie's breaking up.
yeah,
Natalie, turn your camera off. You might be overloading your signal.
The battery might be going
Yeah.
low. Yeah.
Can't
Hey,
hear.
guys, just,
No, for Facebook. It's not leaking.
can you hear?
My internet.
Can't hear.
No.
You're real spotty.
yes.
Well, I
Now
can
we
hear
hear
you
you.
now.
I was trying to look up on the Facebook, and I think that was just overloading my internet.
Oh,
Oh,
So
Yeah.
I can't open that right now. But yeah, I was looking and it had like the flyer from Heather and it showed Onward and I can't remember the other ones, but I can send it out and I don't know. Or we can either keep Onward again or change it.
if we've seen it, if we don't know, maybe we should just change it to be sure we're not showing the same movie again.
Okay.
yeah, especially back-to-back years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know of another movie, but
Actually, the email, thought I had last year's movie run here and I don't. I must have done something. Actually,
Well, I feel like we changed movies a lot because we ended up pushing them back to drive-ins
drive-in.
in August, where the original movies were going to be in like June and July. So I don't know if anybody has the schedule with them all on it.
Yeah,
That email I just sent you earlier from the prospective commissioner, she sent a few movies, but I can't open up my email with my internet.
so I have,
I'm looking at the 2020 Township Parks and Rec schedule from last year. I don't see it on there.
so I have on our minutes from our July 6th, from our June meeting. And it says that we had August 5th, Moana, August 12th, Playing with Fire, August 19th, Frozen 2, and September 12th, A Dog's Journey.
Oh, so maybe we didn't.
Yeah,
But
'cause I
I'm
was-
with Joe. I'm sure, I thought for sure we, see now when I look at the drive-in movies, parking lot behind Holden's Party Stores, it lists Moana, Trolls, Frozen 2, and Onward.
Yeah, I think we had an issue with the scheduling for a couple movies last year.
This is what I have.
Yeah, that's what was on the Facebook.
So we must have showed Moana, Trolls, Frozen 2, and Onward. So I guess it would behoove us to remove Onward. Down this. She actually put Moana, National Lampoon's Vacation, E.T., and The Sandlot. Was
oh, we
what she
did
put.
Sandlot. I remember that.
Yeah. National Lampoon's Vacation, I'm gonna go with no.
No.
And E.T. we've shown before too, I believe.
There was a movie that came out just recently. I think the animated film actually won some awards. I can't remember the name of it. It's really sort of based around a person that wants to be a jazz singer.
Oh, Soul.
Yeah, that's it. Soul.
Oh,
That
it's
was-
really sad.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, good job.
I watched it with my
Is it a
nephew and I
thumbs
started crying.
down?
So I don't know.
It's about
But-
a person that thinks he wants a goal, but when he gets to his goal, he figures out that's not what he wants.
Yeah, my nephew loves it, so I mean, children like it.
What about actually wonder if Scoob is available this time around?
It's not, I looked.
Oh, bummer. Well, what else have we got?
Hollywood hasn't been cranking out a lot in the last year.
I know, that's the really,
It's starting to watch old reruns on Netflix.
Did we ever do Peter Rabbit 2?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I know we
You know
talked
what-
about
you know
that
what?
one time.
You know what did come out last year, and I don't know if it's available or not, was The Crows.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, my kids like that show. It's
is
called
that
The
available,
Cruise.
do you know, Natalie, or?
I wouldn't know without looking it up, but I can't look up anything with
Yeah,
my internet. But I can, if we get like two options, then I can look up, and if one of them's not available, then I can just choose the other one.
did we ever show Zootopia?
Yeah, that was a good show. Kids like that Cruise. If it is on there, Steve, that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
I'm going with Joe's kids.
I can look it up tomorrow, and then if it's not available, I can just send everybody an email and see if there's any other options. Allison, I feel like, comes up with good options. She has like a whole list of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, there's a couple other ones on here. One of the Lego movies. I don't know if we've ever shown a Lego movie, have we?
I don't think
And
so.
like I said, I don't remember, did from 2016 is Zootopia. Did we ever show that? I don't remember.
Sound familiar.
We can't remember what we did last year, Steve.
Yeah, I know. I have
are we
actually a
doing?
couple of, I have a couple of favorites, but they would be for better later in the year. What's on the drive-in this year?
Your man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, that's right. Yep. I know a couple movies we just watched recently that we both like is Coco, or
We showed Coco.
did we show Coco? Then the other one to that is the Book of Life. That is just like, it's basically the same, about Day of the Dead. So, but yeah, let's go with The Croods and see if it's available.
Okay.
What was the second one?
I don't know.
Also, I was looking at my calendar, and the June Township Board meeting is before the June Parks and Rec meeting. So we can just do those commissioner openings at the June Township Board meeting.
Okay, that works. Yeah, I don't know.
Did you mention something about a Lego movie?
Yeah, there's some Lego movies out there. The Lego Movie.
I mean, those might be good because they're bright.
Yes,
They're more
Le-
bright.
Lego movies tend to be a little bit more bright.
Bigfoot.
So the Cruise is the lead if they have it, otherwise Lego is a backup. It's Lego's on the list, Steve.
Yeah, there's actually two Legos. The Lego Movie from 2014, there's actually 5 of them. Huh.
Oh my gosh.
The Lego Movie, the second part, And then there's the Batman Lego movie. There's the Ninjago Lego movie.
I know I step on Legos a lot in my house. I tend not to like them all the time. That little green army guys.
So
Isn't Batman pretty popular right now?
yeah, I think so. I don't. Do we want to go with something not animated?
Yeah, you know, we didn't, did we do, did every show last year we did was animated?
Yes, every show we did last year was animated.
I guess I can't keep up with what's on the list.
I thought we did Black Beauty last year. No?
No, I don't think so. We might have started out with it, but I don't.
I think that was a year before, possibly.
Yeah, the year before we did a couple of horse movies, if I recall.
Well, I think you guys had a horse movie as your last one and nobody came. Like Destined to Ride or something.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
Destined
that-
to Ride.
You're right. You're right.
Oh, that's right. Destined to Ride. Yeah, there's a horse movie.
Well, that's
Well, why don't we
fine.
just find out about Trude's and we'll go from there.
Yeah, okay, let's do that, and I will, I'll give Allison a buzz and let her know, and then, we've got plenty of time. This is not gonna, we're not until August for the movies anyways, so. Okay, any
Hey,
other comments
Steve?
on the movie? You're gonna.
Yeah, just before we get off movies, I did check base units for screens. They make them. They actually make them built into new screens, but also make them an accessory. Pretty pricey. So we might as well kind of count on the scaffold this year until we kind of program something different. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Bill, you're gonna contact Holden's and,
Yep.
and let,
Now let
that'd
me
be
know.
awesome. Any other comments about the movies? Okay, commissioner comments. Charlie, you got anything for me?
not at all. No, not today.
Kevin?
Nope. I think you and I will just hook up, or you and I, Bill, and figure out the 24th and 25th when it comes along and make a decision.
Yeah, we'll have to do some brainstorming and hopefully not a lot. Hopefully it'll be cut and dried. It'll be easy to do,
That's it.
but I'm not gonna hold my breath. So, Joe, have you got anything for us?
Negative, I'm good.
Bill?
Just follow up on that pedestrian signal. It is going out for a quote or an RFP. Natalie, have you seen anything up to date on that?
I have not, and I asked them to include me, and I haven't seen anything.
So in the last board meeting, we hired Hubble, and Clark to put together the final RFP, send it off to the township so that we can bid it out. And that would be a pedestrian signal at the crossing that is solar powered.
And that's a warning light, Bill, or a stop?
It is a warning light. It is a strobe light.
Understood.
Was that
And
for-
the funding for that would come from the township
Yes.
or the state? Okay.
No. The township's paying for it.
Was that for the trail going over
Nice.
Old Plank?
That's coming up in the future, but the one that we were looking at was the General Motors Road Trail.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, ironically, my wife, we went for a walk this weekend and she's like, you need to talk to Bill about this. They need a light here.
Yeah.
Ironic.
Yeah. So,
Just
Joe,
yesterday.
Joe, what was your impression of the site clearance there?
The
Like,
cycle, it's
how
tough,
easy
you know,
we-
I like,
How
I
easy-
walk it all the time because it's right by my house.
Yeah,
I don't know how someone's not hit, and I don't know the answer to that, but it's, you gotta come, people with dogs, or you have a little kid with a bike, that it's not very pleasant where someone could get 10 feet out from you, a dog or a little kid on a bike, and you wouldn't know. So it's one thing if you're walking up to a space, but you look up towards Camp Dearborn, and there's kind of a blind spot because the hill, and people do 60, 70 miles an hour over that hill.
Yeah.
Town, back to town, it's a little more free because it's a flat run. But, you know, I don't know what the answer is. I'm not an expert, but Bill, you said
Yeah.
they hired someone?
Yeah, Ella
Okay.
Roth and Clark.
Something's gotta be
Originally,
better than
last,
nothing.
what, Natalie? January, we put together an RFP. It's been under discussion at the board level since then. And now it's finally getting some legs and we're supposed to hear something soon. I will ask tomorrow.
I guess, Joe, my
But back to
question
the
is,
site clearance, Steve. I was just gonna say, back to the site clearance, I don't think it's enough because you got a hard right or hard left turn on that one trail. And I'm just thinking about the little kids.
well, that's
that
my
are out-
question is,
Zip out in front of their mom.
are there trees and stuff that can be removed to help so you can see better?
It's more the
Um,
curvature of the road and the change in elevation at that point.
Yeah. So there's really nothing.
And when you're crossing with a group and you say, okay, let's go, and one of the three out of the four go, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all it takes.
Yeah.
I
So,
agree. I agree.
yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully this will help.
It's a good idea. Glad, Bill, you pushed for that because that trail is so, since we moved here, it's so utilized every day. I'm surprised there hasn't been an accident out there.
Yeah.
And also as it's more and more used as population increases with people going back to work on GM Road. You can see a lot of activity and
Yes.
because I pull out on that road every single day and it's like Talladega at morning and afternoon.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else, Bill?
That's all I got.
Okay. Rebecca?
Nothing to add, thanks.
Natalie, you got anything you want to add?
I do not. Thank you.
Okay, I don't really have anything either. I will let the commissioners, the two prospective commissioners know where they stand. And hopefully we'll have two new people at our next meeting.
Sounds
So,
good.
I guess this is adjournment. All those who wish to be adjourned, please close your computers and go back to your families. Those who don't can stand there and stare at the screen for a little while longer. Thank you.
Dinner.
Thank you, and bye.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good night. Bye.
We all set, Rob?
Yes, all set. Thank you. Good night.